Hi, this is Lynn from Bypass to a Leaner Lynn coming at you with my week. Oh, let me see. Let me see. My week 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. Update. It's been a hot minute since I have updated. What do you think? At any rate, I had a gastric bypass on October 17th, 2017 at River Oaks Merit Health Hospital in Florence, Mississippi. My surgeon was Dr. David Carroll. I think I'm trying to remember, and I can't find it right now. The things disappear sometimes. I don't know where they go to. I can't find my videos on YouTube. So I guess I'm going to hope that this one actually can be uploaded. But at any rate, I think the last time I came at you was probably somewhere around the 22nd of October. I think I did my 1 year update or my 52-week update. And at that point in time, I weighed 150.4 pounds and I had a BMI of 27. The next week, I did not weigh in, week 54. I was sick and did not feel well, and so I did not go to my Weight Watchers, which is where I have been weighing in at. And so I did not go that week, and I did not weigh in. I probably weighed in a few times in the morning, but I didn't write it down, so I couldn't tell you what I weighed. On week 55, I weighed in at 150.4 again, so obviously I was stalled. I'm stalling more and more, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But at any rate, on week 56, I weighed 147.4, and that was a loss of 3 pounds. The next week, I weighed 143.6 pounds for a loss of 3.8 pounds. So that was week 57. Week 58, I went up 3.2 pounds. I was 146.8. And I think that was just part of stalling, really, and I was just maybe carrying some water weight because, I mean, my diet has not changed. I'm pretty boring, so, I've been eating, I may be eating a little bit more carbs than I was, but not a lot. So at any rate, I did go up 3.2 pounds that week. On week 59, which was this past Monday, I weighed in at 145.2 for a loss of 1.6 pounds. And I got to thinking, this weigh-in is in the afternoon, or actually evening, because it's like, I weigh in between 5:30 and 6 o'clock in the afternoon, or evening, whichever. And I just don't like weighing in at that time, and it just screws up my eating and my water and my everything. And I just decided I was going to start taking my weight like I used to, which was on Friday mornings in my home, bare naked. Don't tell anybody. But at any rate, so I weighed this Friday morning and I was down to 144.2, which is actually probably about 143.2. Because I weigh about a pound lighter at Weight Watchers than I do at home. So at any rate, I weighed 144.2, which was a loss of 1 pound since Monday. And the next time I'm going to start just weighing in on Friday mornings. I'll weigh in at Weight Watchers, but I only really have to do that one time a month now, but I'll explain that also. And, oh shoot, I've got to go fetch something. Hang on. I don't know. Can you hear me talking? I don't know. I'm coming back. I really am. I don't know that you can see me. I don't know what happens when you pull up another program on your computer. Okay. So, at any rate, I'm back. I needed to print something out. It has my list, and I'm going to go get it right now. I'm back. Okay, now I've got my list. I have been doing a lot of stalls. Um, just and now my phone is telling me I have a hair appointment today, and I really need it. This is pure shag. I'm a shaggy dog. Arf arf. But at any rate, I've been stalling a lot more. Um, and I would like to get down to 130 pounds, which would put me at a BMI of 23.8. And that would give me about 5 pounds to play with without having to worry about whether my BMI went back into the overweight range. That being said, if my body is deciding this is where I'm going to be, I'm not too upset with that because I think I look pretty good, as good as a senior citizen can look. Lots of wrinkles, and everything. But, I'm satisfied. I feel good. Um, I'm really happy with my weight. And I guess, well, I'll get to that later. At any rate, I'll explain all that later. I know. And hopefully I'll remember that I said I would explain it all later. Um, Memory's not my forte. But at any rate, lots of stalls. So I don't know whether I'm going to make it down to 130 or not. If I don't, like I said, I don't know that I'll be disappointed. But I'm not giving up. I really do want to get down to one to 130. Um, Been kind of eventful here lately. The week before Thanksgiving, I had, I got real upset about something and I ate my meal too fast. And I got horrific stomach pain. I mean, it was right where my stomach is. And so I thought, and yeah, I didn't worry about it. I've eaten too fast before. I'm not as good at eating slowly as I should be. Um, but I didn't think. I said it's going to hurt for a little bit, and then I figured it'd go away. So, but it didn't. And I woke up the next morning, and it still hurt just as bad. And so I stayed home from work because I couldn't even stand up straight. I hurt so bad. Um, I figured, well, it's just going to take a little bit longer. And I, I kind of felt like I got better during the day, but the next morning I woke up and I was in just as much pain as ever. And the thing that bothered me the most was that when I would eat, it would hurt even worse. It was just like I'd take a bite and that's it. My stomach would just, oh my gosh, it was awful. And so I called the bariatric clinic that Thursday morning because it happened on a Tuesday. And I called Thursday. They told me to go to the River Oaks ER. Not to go to my own ER. They said they won't know what to do with a bariatric patient. You need to go to River Oaks so they know what to do. And so I drove to River Oaks and went in. They did a CAT scan with contrast or something, and they didn't find anything. Of course, that's just I looked at the doctor and I said, well, what am I supposed to do? I mean, this is really hurting. I mean, it's not just a little pain, it's a lot of pain. And he said, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to prescribe something called Carafate. And he said its job is to coat your stomach. Hang on just a minute. Stand up. So at any rate, they put me on a medicine called Carafate. Well, of course, I went home and I looked it up, and it's for ulcers. And so now I've been in kind of a state of panic that it's an ulcer. And and after about 2 or 3 days, it started to work, and the pain got a lot better. And really, since probably about that following Saturday or Sunday, I have not had any real pain in my stomach. But the doctor also said to go ahead and make an appointment with I'm sorry, my phone is just keeps talking to me. It won't shut up. But at any rate, told me to make an appointment with my surgeon. And so I did. I called the bariatric clinic and told them what had been said, and they made the appointment for the 5th, which was this past Wednesday. Well, in the meantime, that Thursday, I was really sinusy too. Well, so that got to be worse and worse and worse. So I finally called my PCP. And made an appointment with him for to find out, what he thought. And I mean, everything that was coming out of him, I said, I'm sorry, this is gross, but it was all green. I mean, it was thick and mucousy and, and so I figured pretty much I had a sinus infection. And I went and he listened to my chest and he said, you sound he said, I don't hear wheezing. It's not your asthma, but I am hearing a lot of rattling in your chest. And he said, I think you've got bronchitis. And so he put me on antibiotics. I think I can't remember what the brand name is. It was Ceftriaxone. It might be Keflex, but I'm not going to swear. And he knows I like smaller pills, so those were reasonably small, and I took those for 7 days. So, back to the stall issue or the weight issue, and my wanting to lose to 130. He sat there and he looked at me and he said, by the way, and I mean, this is the doctor I went to that referred me for bariatric surgery, because he had looked at me that day and said, Lynn, if you don't do something drastic about your weight, you're not going to be able to walk in a year, And so he sat there and he looked at me and he said, you can stop losing weight now. And I looked at him and said, no, I want to get down to 130. And I explained why, and he said, okay, but you don't need to lose any more than that. And so I, it's been so long, I mean, all I've heard him say is you need to lose weight, you need to lose weight, you need to lose weight, for how many years? And now he's saying, stop losing weight, it's just really kind of weird to hear, but at any rate, he put me on antibiotics for the sinus infection and the bronchitis and sent me home. And I mean, that was my week off for Thanksgiving from school. It was miserable. I felt horrible all week. Went back that following Monday, still felt horrible. I had took my last antibiotic. The stuff coming out of my head was still green. So had to go on a second round of antibiotics. And I just, ugh, you know, like taking antibiotics. But that I have to say, he found an even smaller pill. It was doxycycline. Um, and that seems to be having a lot more effect. And I think my last one I think my last one was this morning. So I haven't checked to see whether I have one. I always lay them out in my pill dispenser. Um, so that's a lot better finally. Then Wednesday I went to see the surgeon, and actually I saw his nurse practitioner, and she said from what it sounded like, it was one of three things that I had begun developing an ulcer, or it could have been that my bowels were trying to twist, and I'm like, or not my bowels, but my intestines, that I was developing an internal hernia, or that the incision between where they reconnected my intestines to my stomach, because I did have a gastric bypass, was irritated. And so I said, well, they asked me how much Carafate he prescribed, and I said 100 tablets. And I did say that I had been forgetting to take them fairly often, because it's just at a weird time when I'm supposed to take them like 30 minutes to an hour before I eat. And it's just one more thing to remember to take, and it's at a different time than everything else is. And so, but at any rate, it hasn't seemed to flare up my stomach or anything. But she said, when that she wanted me to make an appointment for a 2-month checkup, and she said if you're still asymptomatic, you can go ahead and just cancel the appointment. And I said, well, what if, after I finish the Carafate, the pain comes back? And she said, then you need to call the doctor's office and make an appointment to see us, because Dr. Carroll, my surgeon, is probably going to want to do at least another CAT scan and probably an endoscopy to see if he can find anything going on in your stomach that would be causing the pain. So she said, and we really need to check it, because it could get out of control. We need to know what's wrong. So I've got another appointment. So hopefully that's not coming back. I feel fine. My stomach hasn't been giving me any problems, and I've been able to eat without pain. And so I'm pretty happy with that. The only other thing, and I've got a question, I guess, sort of, or I guess it'd be a question. Before my surgery, usually, if I got a sinus infection or bronchitis or whatever, one round of antibiotics and it would be gone. In fact, I would start to feel better 2 to 3 days after I started the antibiotics, and even sometimes the next day. I had a sinus infection back in March, and it took 2 rounds of antibiotics. And this time I'm on my second round of antibiotics. I'm just curious, do you guys find that your medicine seems to not be as effective as before? Or is there specific medicines that you find that, all my medicines seem to do okay. Oh, talking about medicine, I am off of all my blood pressure medication, every bit of it. My blood pressure was still dropping way too low with just a real small dose, and it's staying really good right now. So, fingers crossed, or God's prayers. Actually, God's prayers will work a lot better. That stays that way. That's just really neat to know. that I have made so many improvements in my health. Just from losing this weight. Well, I not just from losing the weight. I mean, it was a lot of weight. I mean, oh, I forgot. When I gave you my stats, I never gave you my overall stuff. Ah, new papers. I have lost overall since my highest weight of 331 pounds. I have lost 186.8 pounds. And since my surgery on October 17th, I have lost 134.8 pounds. So I think that's pretty phenomenal. Sorry I did that out of order, but I just knew you'd want to know. So that's all I've got. And this has been more than long enough. I didn't really think it would go that long. I guess I'm just a wordy kind of girl. But at any rate, I hope you all have a beautiful, wonderful day and week. I pray that you will all lose weight this week and that God will bless you in innumerable ways. Bye.